on the plus side, the audio's working, but... Okay, just a second. I'm just fiddling around with some settings. Right, darling. Sorry, I'm not calling anyone who's listening, darling. I just had to go and fetch the small child, who hopefully I shall be free from shortly. So, let me... Right, just fiddling with some settings. Wait a bit. Right, doodly do. Nope. Oh, good lord, there's people. There. No, it's not Boxing Day, I noticed the error. Hello. It works. The streamy works. I mean, the streamy works. I don't know how else to phrase that. Yes. Well, I tried to see if it would work, and it does. Okay, so it declared it was from Boxing Day, but, you know, little things that one can change. It's not the end of the world, right? Right? Oh, I see. I understand now. It was very punny. And, right. Dear Twitch, you're still rubbish. Okay. Alright, we're successfully streaming on YouTube, which is something. Twitch is being twitchy. And just... ugh. Okay, so let me just finish fiddling a little bit. Right, there are some people here, so I will actually say hello. Hi, Baldrick. Hi, Wolf. Yeah, this year has been a little bit weird. Yes, I know, people, like, whatever shall we do? Okay, so the fact that fundamentally it's basically working, I find vaguely miraculous. I'm going to have to look into the Twitch thing, because every single time I try and include it in the doobry, it just throws up an error. Error 1000, things are not working. I can't be bothered to go through the exact description. So, this, right, yeah, I have played the game over the last week or so a little bit. good lord. Could do, actually, yeah. Hello, Bubba. Hi, you look far too suspicious. Stop looking at my headset. Stop it. Stop it. It's not for you. So in a moment, I'll hopefully be able to hand off a small child onto the waifu. Yeah, exactly. So I have actually played the game, like I said, over the last week or so, which has been an interesting experience. I'm not really bored at tier 2. I tried to sort of stick to lower tiers to start off with and got really bored at tier 2. Playing the same 3 maps again and again and again, and oh, shoot me now. So, yeah, that was a thing. Minsk, I don't think I've seen Minsk again. Yeah, they've changed a number of things. So equipment, which is interesting. So basically, if you're not aware, what they've done with equipment, let me just show you on the back chat, for example, the tier 8 one. So, oh no, actually, I'm going to start lower down, and you'll see why in a second. So let's just have a quick look at Reno. So if we go to tier 1 has no equipment and no consumables now. None. It's tier 1, so I guess why would it? She might need a nappy change. It's all yours. You do it to me all the time. So tier 1 has no equipment. And then they kind of ramp it up as you go. So tier 2, you have, let's find a tier 2. Ta-da! You have 1 equipment slot and you have 1 consumable slot. Tier 3, you have 2 equipment slots and 2 consumable slots. Ta-da! Tier 4, you have all 3 equipment slots and all 3 consumable slots, just to pick an arbitrary machine, like that. At tier 5, cheeky little monkey. Tier 5 is a similar deal. So if I pick a tier 5, just arbitrarily, there we go. At tier 5, you also get your directive slot. And then tier 6 and upwards, you get all 3 consumable slots, all 3 equipment slots, your directive slot, so if I pick the Cromwell for example, and you'll notice there's a little icon under one of your equipment slots. So, our baby's violent. So, equipment has been broken down into different categories. You've got firepower, survivability, mobility, and scouting. And each class of vehicle, one of their equipment slots, has a particular category associated with it. If you put a matching piece of equipment into that slot, it gets an additional boost. So light tanks have a scouting slot, medium tanks have a mobility slot, heavy tanks have a survivability slot, and tank destroyers and artillery have a firepower slot. They've also rejigged some of the equipment. So, for example, this is one of my favourites at the moment, the improved rotation mechanism. Gives a buff to your turret traverse speed, or gun traverse speed if you don't have a turret. Gives a buff to your vehicle traverse speed, and gives a buff to dispersion during vehicle movement and traverse. So that bottom bit, for example, is kind of like a mini vertical stabilizer. Now this opens up a couple of interesting options. You can use it, so for example I'm using it here on the Cromwell, a tank that can't take a vertical stabilizer ordinarily, so I'm using the improved rotation mechanism, and I'm using it in the mobility slot, so I get a 12.5% improvement to dispersion during vehicle movement and traverse and turret rotation, as well as the other traverse buffs. So this is one I'm really liking at the moment. Improved vents is basically the same, but it counts as every different type of equipment. So if you have a specialised slot, you can just whack that in there, and it will go from providing a plus 5% bonus to a plus 6% bonus. Enhanced gun laying drive is unchanged. It counts as a firepower doobry. Improved aiming is minus 5% to the aiming circle size, so that basically makes your gun more accurate. Not convinced that's worth it though. Gun rammer is a gun rammer. Improved hardening. So this is an interesting one. You get a buff to your hit points. You get a buff to your suspension durability. You get a buff to your repair speed of suspension. You get a buff to the suspension load capacity. You get a buff to, well, you get a prevention of hull damage caused by suspension damage during impact. That's reduced. And when your tracks are repaired, they're fully restored. All the hit points on them are fully restored. So this I actually think could be really interesting on a light tank. Or a mouse, because an extra 300 hit points is always nice, let's be honest. Other little interesting ones that I have stumbled across. So this is kind of, it was taking a bunch of other bits of equipment, whacking it together, and they've put something else on. Spool liner is kind of the old spool liner. They've changed it slightly, but it basically does a similar kind of thing. Modified configuration. So this prevents one fuel tank fire, ammo rack explosion, and engine destruction in a battle upon the destruction of these modules. And it improves your repair speed. And it improves the durability of your ammo rack, fuel tank, and engine. And it improves or reduces the loading speed penalty and loss of engine power upon damaging of modules. And it reduces the chance of getting set on fire. Other ones of interest, turbocharger. So this buffs your engine power along with your top, forward, and reverse speeds. Let me just shut that up. I want you to be... Okay, that's easily done. Whee! What else have we got? Oh, there's one I do want to point out that I can't actually take on the Cromwell Berlin here. But I think this one's worth pointing out. Let me go back to my Bachatillon. Here we go. So, this one. Commander's Vision System. So this provides minus 15% to the concealment of enemy vehicles behind foliage, and minus 10% to the concealment of moving enemy vehicles, and if you put it in the scouting slot that gets a buff. So that doesn't improve your view range, but it does negate a portion of the enemy's camouflage, which is what your view range does anyway if it's above 445. So basically, it makes it easier to spot things with half-decent camo ratings. It's not really going to help against a mouse, because a mouse is the size of a house. Probably bigger, actually. But against, I don't know, another light tank, like those little wheeled buggers that are in the French tech tree, you'll spot them sooner. So on the Batchat, because it has such abysmal base view range, I have the optics in the slot that will get buffed, and then I've got the Commander's Vision System in another slot. If it were a light tank where I am up to 445 already, with the optics in a regular slot, then I would put this, I think, in the scouting slot. But I'm just experimenting with it, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, equipment is interesting. Originally, I wasn't 100% convinced of the way they did it, because I thought, well, just having these specialised slots, surely you should just balance your equipment better. But actually, it's interesting. And yeah, baby's in the background being a baby. It's interesting. Now, there is one thing I would like to say that I think often gets glossed over with regard to equipment. Let's have a look at any of them. Let's, I don't know, any of the equipment. The thing is, improved crew skills kind of get compounded. So, let me try and give you an example. Let's take... Okay, so let's take a tank with a deeply mediocre crew. Or not an amazing crew. For example, the one I wanted to look at. Okay, so my Centurion. They're okay. Like, the crew's okay, but it's not amazing. Now, because the crew's not amazing, in order to get the view range up to a respectable amount, I use coated optics on this. Now, if I had a really good crew, I could drop the optics and use vents. Or something else. So now let's imagine I was to look at the equipment available, and I was to look at something like the turbocharger. Is it the turbocharger I'm thinking of? Where's the turbocharger? Brain mobility. Turbocharger. So you're gonna, with your normal kind of vert stab, gun rammer, optics kind of loadout, you're gonna kind of struggle to use the turbocharger, I think. But if you've got really good crew skills, such that you don't need, for example, coated optics, because you've already got a really sweet view range with your crew skills and maybe a premium consumable that, of course, you pay credits for, then you could ditch, for instance, coated optics and take a turbocharger. Um, yeah. I'm not sure what I think about it. It's interesting. Let's just leave it at that for now. Anyway, I was going to play a few games, mess around, probably die hideously. I've not had a particularly good run so far, but then so far today I've been attempting to play this utter hunk of junk. This thing is terrible. Tier 10 tank destroyer designed to farm tier 8s and 9s that never sees tier 8s and 9s. Go figure. Oh, and yeah, equipment. I know the Twitch stuff is broken. I need to have a look at it. Hi, Riley. Hi, Wolfwin. I've got it working on YouTube. I'm going to leave that for now. I will go and catch Twitch and see if I can get that working at some point. But I'm not going to do that right at this very second. I'm just kind of happy I got this working. Woo! So what I have actually been doing is playing the bat chat a little bit, because A, I need to ace it, and B, just to kind of try and explore the maps and remind myself what they are and all that good stuff. So, should we take it out again? Yeah, I haven't played it today yet. Whee! Bat chat time. The tier 8 rubbish bat chat, that is. Oh, also there are now collector's tanks. So basically they took some of the unpopular tanks from the tech tree and chucked them in a collector's tank section. Oh god. So, things like the M3 Lee. In some cases I can understand that, and I think that's fine. I think in some cases they took it a little bit too far. So, they basically took the entire French medium line that culminated in the AMX-30, and it doesn't exist in the tech tree anymore. It's all collector's stuff, including the AMX-30 prototype and the AMX-30B, which seems a shame to me, given that, well, they existed. Go figure. They also, with all the new equipment, they've given you a bunch of kits to be able to unmount without penalty. So, there's that. Let's try this. Oh, I didn't remember. Did I remember to put my directive back on this? Can't remember. Let's just suck it and see. The view range on this tank is so woefully disappointing anyway. Do you see what I see? Whee! And with the wheeled vehicles in the game now, this thing just struggles so much. Whoa! Get wrecked, mate. And I got 0 of the spotting for that. I guess the people, to be fair, were close enough to be able to spot it for themselves. They didn't need me to spot the guy out. Which is a little bit of a shame, but hey ho. What you gonna do, eh? What you gonna do when they come for you? Anyway. What do I want to do? I have absolutely no idea. This isn't really the map I particularly wanted. Having said that. Well, I got one shot into him. And a high damage roll as well. Let's not complain too much. Okay, their light tanks appear to be sort of throwing themselves away a little bit. Ooh, the Barosk. Haven't played it, don't have it. I've heard it's quite tasty. Like 360 alpha, tier 8. Kind of a little double shot auto-loader thing, so it has a magazine size of 2. And, yeah. Looks like a very good little tank. Certainly I've been punished by them, but it looks like a good little machine. Right, what can we spot without getting wrecked? Don't want to find that Barosk, because he'll give me you know what, screw it. He'll give me problems. Yeah, Loki's just realised she's played this map before as artillery because she's a scumbag, and she managed to loop a shot through the arches, and rather surprised some poor unsuspecting fella on the other side. It's only like tier 4. Ooh. Ooh. It was lowish tier. Get wrecked. Yeah, the American artillery is pretty good and has fairly respectable shell arcs. So I've taken one hit from that Barosk, who rolled quite high actually. Like I say, his alpha is not 390, it's like 360. Bit of a shame. Really don't like that 252 being there. Right, if I come up behind that guy, I might be able to give him a swift rogering. I mean, everyone else is going for him as well, but, you know, see if I... Oh, he's dead. Well, that sucks to be him, then. Just go for a quick reload. Someone else gave him the rogering. No action for me. Ooh, spotted a Spaghetti-O. Not the mighty Progetto. I hate this gun so much. Go for a quick reload. Well, I just burned through my magazine because, you know, why not at that point just empty the thing? You might hit something, you probably won't, but screw it. Ammunition's relatively cheap and plentiful. Right, let's just push around here and see what we can do. You might be able to hear Loki in the background lamenting various things, because baby! Where's that Progetto? She is very close to toddling, which is very, very scary. No, you can't. Why would you think you'd be able to eat? Really? There we go. Cheeky little kill. Wait, hang on, the way down is... Oh, I can go down there. Cool. Let's do that. Someone else probably going to claim the artillery, but that's fine. Damn, I'm spotted. They know I'm coming for them. Oh no! Which way is that 50 TP looking? Is he looking this way? No. Reload. Oh, that GW is still alive. Oh, you scratchy little wench. Alright, come on, almost reloaded. What damage can we do to these blighters? VK, probably not very much. Go for it, mate. Excuse me a second. Now here's my problem, if he reloads... Oh, what? No, no, no! God damn it! Oh, my aim was so poor, I should have just auto-aimed at him. I was going for the ram kill at the end, but never mind. Hey-ho. Yeah, there's no friendly fire, which I don't like, but there we go. I'm not really going to do tank requests because I don't have the equipment. When I restarted the game, I found I had like 5 million credits. And normally I only buy... Oh, second class mastery, it's not too bad. Normally I only buy equipment on discount, but I thought I'd buy some to make my tanks playable and try out some of the new equipment. Yeah! Almost 4 million credits later. Whoops. The M3 Lee was a rite of passage. It was, and the other thing about the M3 Lee is, you know, historical significance is a thing. And if you look at the American tech tree... Yeah, the wedding cake. If you look at the American tech tree, so many machines were developed by using M3 Lee parts. We've now got this T6 medium at tier 4. I have no idea what the hell that is. So the Sherman borrows the suspension, among other things, from the M3 Lee. So does things like the Wolverine, if memory serves. It just seems like such a shame that they've removed what was... I don't mind it when they've taken very much, I guess, niche tanks and decided to make them collector's items. But I think with tanks that not only existed, but in that case were such, I guess, important, I suppose, machines? I don't know, it just feels a bit cheap to me. Or a bit ill-advised, I guess, for for them to have been removed. Well, not removed, but removed from the regular tech tree. I don't know. For those who's wondering about the directives, by the way, I don't buy these things. I just had loads of them from various missions and whatnot. And, you know, I might as well use them because they're just sat there. When it comes... I miss high-tier games that weren't wrecked by armoured cars. They've nerfed the wheeled vehicles, but from my experience, I think they're another case where they've just made a type of tank a bit too extreme in one sense. Tier 8 made with 400 damage. Yeah, it's 360, I think, but if you're talking about the Barosk with a 2-round autoloader. It is actually easier to get the collector's tanks now. Yes, I just think... I don't know. I think something like the M3 Lee, for example, that played such a big historical role, I just think it should be front and centre in the regular American tech tree, I guess. The AMX-30 is another example where I think it's a shame they removed it, though I do understand why. Then there are other machines that were like napkin drawings that I really don't care about. Remove them, by all means. You should be able to freely dismount and load a low-level equipment, then sell it. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, Wargaming have clearly used this as an opportunity to make a little bit more moolah, right? So, no equipment is now free to demount. Yeah. Go figure. And of course you're going to get the initial outlay of credits as people... Really? Himmelsdorf in a light tank? Fine. As people buy some new equipment, basically. I did get the Valiant, yes. I haven't played it yet, but I have got it. Yes, the reward for them being 10 years old, right? Tier 5 premium with quite a respectable amount of frontal armour. Although, interestingly, the historical Valiant, I think it was the Valiant, was generally considered to be terrible. Whoa, that was a little bit of lag. Come on. Come on, let's work out what the hell we're going to do. So, on the one hand, I don't really want to brawl up on the hill. On the other hand, they've got an AMX and a pair of Progettos as their mediums. Progettos are worrying. Batch out 12T. I think realistically I'm going to have to. Got a couple of heavies coming up here as well, which is interesting. Okay, well, we'll try and get up on the hill and then see what we can do. I mean, you're going to have to take your chances, because this is Himmelsdorf, let's be honest. La 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 la. Come on, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe. There's quite a lot of guys down there, actually. Ooh, blimey. IS-6B. Oh, an IS-6. You don't see them very often these days. No! Or yes. I'm surprised, actually, the SU has come up here, of all things. It's quite funny. Really? Really? Apparently that SU really wanted to get the damage on a little light tank on Himmelsdorf. That is not a good use of his big old gun there. It's just not. Having said that, I mean, screw it. I guess I took the shots so someone more valuable didn't. And now let's see if we can come up behind them and give them the old heave-ho. I was just about to quote a Clockwork Orange there and then decided against it. Right, No! Oh, really? Where was the VK? Oh, how did he poke out there? There were Okay, I'll bring my voice down a few octaves. Oh, they just all decided they could just try and kill the light tank. Yeah, the Valiant had a clutch pedal that could trap the drive. It sounds like you've watched Mr. Fletcher as well. Also had a bit of metal that was just the right height that the slightest jolt would smack you in the back of the head. Apparently, the officer in charge of testing that machine decided to call the test early because he'd seen enough. It was an awful, awful tank. It's the new TOG, is it? Okay. In what way is it the new TOG? Pardon me for being stupid. Let's actually just have a very quick look at the... I mean, I know the properties of the TOG. Thank you, Loki. I've played it enough. I'm just curious... Where's the Valiant? I haven't really looked at it very much. So firstly, it's a medium by classification. Okay. It's got the 75mm gun, the short one. Yeah. Quite a lot of armour. 800 hit points for a tier 5 medium. Jesus, that's more than tier 5 heavies. That's more than tier 6 mediums. Okay, I see what you mean. That's a lot of hit points. Mobility, specific power, 7. What's the speed limit? Top speed, it can go 19. 10 backwards. It is faster than the TOG. And it has armour, which the TOG doesn't. Does it get limited matchmaking? Probably not, because it's relatively small. Hi, Silent Tool! Yeah, so it's a bit of a marshmallow, but it's a marshmallow with armour. But it won't get limited matchmaking, I imagine, because Wargaming don't do limited matchmaking anymore. Oh, we actually won that. Sweet. Hurrah! We won! It's a victory. I did terribly because people decided, let's kill the light tank. But, you know, it was a light tank on Himmelsdorf. I mean, tends to be a bit sad. I wouldn't focus... To be fair, like an auto-loading light tank does pack a reasonable amount of firepower for its durability. Yeah, it was a whole tier 8 match. Let's just chill it out a little bit. I've spent far too many credits, so let's just switch our brains off and play some Soviet heavies and make some money, because I need the money. It certainly does not get limited matchmaking, right? So the TOG, if you were to do a comparison, oh, really, mines, really? Also, all my games today are everyone's the same tier. It's boring. So the TOG gets the better gun, tier for tier, obviously, because it gets a 17-pounder on a tier 6 tank with limited matchmaking. Like, that's pretty sweet. The mobility sucks. The Valiant gets armor, the TOG gets firepower, and limited matchmaking. Haven't played the Valiant. Be interesting to see what it's like, I suppose. Where the hell are we going to go? I have an idea. This may or may not work. Is there any artillery? No. Okay. I have a plan. Dun dun dun. This might not work. If I take the IS-6 onto the hill, it'd be funny if nothing else. Alright, come on, suckers. Nah, worth a punt. Okay, I'm never going to get onto the hill, I don't think, but I might be able to get myself into a position to... Oh, okay, no, our other flank's actually looking really quite dicey. So, there aren't a world of heavy tanks on the enemy team. Lerva is going to be interesting. Renegade, I know very little about. Emil, I can shoot him in the hull. Yes. It is, yeah, the T110E4, it's top of the tree at the moment, so yeah, it's discounted on EU as well. The prototype is one of my favourite tanks. It's not for everyone, though. It is very slow. The armour is fine, but it's very much only frontal. You have to heavily angle... Basically, if you can anchor one of the front left corners, oh this is awkward, of your tank on a piece of terrain, and only show your heavily angled frontal armour, you'll have a decent chance of bouncing stuff. The gun is awesome because it's a tank destroyer. Use it like a pocket heavy, essentially. And you can do a lot of damage with that thing. Oh, there's one there. However, it is really, really slow. Like, just so slow. Okay, so there is the chance that the Scorpion might decide to have a bit of a field. Oh no, the Scorpion's around there. Oh ho ho ho. Oh, bounced off his upper front plate. Oh well, he bounced on me as well. What you gonna do when they come for you? So the IS-6 is probably going to suffer a little bit these days because power creep is a thing, let's be honest. You cheeky little blighter. No, he's so small, that's just... Someone else can deal with him. I'm busy. Oh, there's a Stritzfang S1 over there. Oh, that's going to be a problem because... he has a scary gun. Oh, there. Speaking of people with scary guns. Nope, no shot. Cool, that's fine. What are you gonna do when they come for you? Come on! Come on! La 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 la. Where's all my friends gone? They've all died, which is awkward. Oh wow, okay. Never mind. My friends all died and left me to die. That was a shame. Like, they all pushed back and no one pushed into them. Having said that, given that the IS-6 should have been power crept to all hell, I bounced 2,280 damage, and by the time I was close enough to actually get stuck in, I was doing damage. I only came a cropper when everyone else was already dead, I guess. Right, so let's just have a think about that. Why didn't that work? And what was I expecting to happen? What I was expecting to happen is that the friendly tanks would push around the other side of the hill, we'd push around that side, and I was thinking we would mop up the Emil and the Lanson, etc. before the enemy tank destroyers did too much damage. Now maybe that was optimistic with hindsight, but I thought, because I've shot into this location from up there, which is where the tank destroyers usually are, and it can actually be quite awkward. So I thought we'd be alright. And either way, I thought our friendly tanks on the other side of the hill could do with some support. So, yeah. I'm just thinking, should I have played that differently? Like, because I originally went to the hill. So here's my question, actually. Here's my question. So we took the hill successfully. Oh, I also didn't notice that everyone just started firing gold at me. So, Emil has low AP pen, so he bounced. Stritzvang, why on earth are you firing APCR? You have like 280 pen with regular AP. Waste of money. Scorpion was firing AP. Lanson, I was bouncing his gold rounds. Well, most of the time. Renegade, don't know how much pen the Renegade has. Big gun on that Renegade. ISU just finished me off, so yes, ISU things. How much? Wonder how much pen the Renegade has. But all things considered, I actually think that was... If our team hadn't somehow managed to all die on the hill, and I really don't understand how they did that, I think that would have not been too bad. Okay, yes, you could put a turbocharger on the TOG, I suppose, and on the Valiant. Actually, thinking about it, like... Ooh, let's just... Okay, hang on. Something just... I need... Right, two things I need to check. Right, let's just calm down. Firstly, the Renegade... Alright, let's just have a quick look. No, how do I do comparisons these days? Wait, let's just check this result. Yeah, I was... Oh, so basically all of our team who got onto the hill then did nothing with it. That's a bit of a problem. And the Stritzvang just farmed our entire team for 5k damage. Well, that would explain why it all went hideously wrong, I suppose. Bizarre. Free range, baby! And we made some money. So, let's just have a quick look. Right, so... how do I do comparisons? Oh, it's up here, isn't it? So let's have... No, I don't really want to... Right, add... Okay, there's the... What? No. Fine, just... I don't care. Add it to the comparison. I don't give a monkeys. So, tier 8. Let's look at the Renegade first. Let's do this sensibly. USA, USA, USA. Renegade, there it is. So what's the Renegade packing? 360 alpha, 226 pen. Is it a... It's a heavy, okay. 10 degrees of gun depression. This is at tier 8, so have in the back of your heads the T32 with its 320 alpha and its 198 pen. 2.4 aim time, 0.36 dispersion. In fact, actually, you know what? Let's just whack the T32 in, just to make the point. Because another thing I've noticed is Wargaming seem to have gone a little bit ape with their premiums. Right, so, here we go then. I don't really care about the IS-6, I'm not trying to compare with the IS-6. So compared to the regular heavy... Wait, no, I need to configure this. Top. Toppy, toppy, top. There we go. Actually, they reckon the T32 gets a higher firepower rating somehow. Okay. So, the Renegade has higher alpha, higher pen. Lower rate of fire, fine. Faster gun traverse speed, the same depression and elevation angles, worse aim time, better dispersion, better DPM. By what metric? So this is what... Okay, I'm going to have a rant. This is what I don't understand about Wargaming's in-game stats thing. Firepower, these are just sort of... These numbers appear to be entirely arbitrary. The T32 has a better firepower rating with worse alpha damage, worse penetration, worse DPM, worse fully aimed accuracy, a better aim time. That's it. It has a better aim time, and apparently that is supposed to counterbalance everything else. That's utter nonsense. Utter drivel and nonsense. Anyway, okay. Survivability. Apparently the T32 is better again. It has 50 more hit points. Worse frontal armour. But then it depends on the angling a little bit. But the Renegade looks pretty well angled. Worse turret, although I'm expecting that weak point on the top of the Renegade to be the big problem. So maybe the T32 is a bit tougher, fair enough. Mobility. So the Renegade is lighter with a bigger engine. So it's got a better... It's a heavy tank with a power to weight ratio of 16. There are medium tanks that would like to have that. It goes faster in a straight line. Traverses better. Concealment, who cares, it's a heavy. And has a 400 meter base view range. Like, this... People say there's no element of pay to win in this game. This is a regular tech tree tank, the T32. This is a shiny new premium tank that is better. Flat out better. And you pay for it. Chinny chin chin. Anyway. And the statistics Wargaming provide in game don't even tell you that. Right, sorry, I will quickly... before I catch up on chat, I wanted to check, okay, can the TOG take a supercharger? Sorry, turbocharger. Because if it can, that is hilarious. It probably can't. I don't know. Let's have a look. Right, can you take... You can take a turbocharger on the Tog. Yes! So your engine power goes up by 7.5%. Your top speed goes up by 4 kilometers an hour, and your reverse speed goes up by 2 kilometers an hour. This is like a 30% increase because the Tog's top speed is terrible. I'm going to have to investigate that. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious and has made my day. I might have to turbocharge my Tog just for the hell of it. I'm not doing it at the moment. Right. Let's just quickly catch up. Hi, Trilloc. Blah, 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 blah. The Tier 6 UK light tank is pretty underwhelming. Yeah, I got that impression. They should have given it the historical auto-loading 90mm gun. Steady on. As far as I can work out, they've made a point of making the British lights awful. Anyway. Found the i6 always seemed to suffer when I played it some years ago, but I thought it got... I don't know if... Oh, did it get some buffs? Okay. Oh, it was a... Oh, now it's a premium. I want my Black Prince prototype. Black Prince at Tier 6. Yeah, you know what they're going to do, though? They would use it... they'd put it at Tier 6, and then use the awesome frontal armour as an excuse to give it even worse gun than the Churchill 7. And then you would cry, because it would essentially be designed to fire nothing but APCR at everything. And you would be an unhappy bunny. It's like when people say, I want the Tiger at Tier 6. No, you don't. And then they put the Tiger in at Tier 6 several times, and it's, at best, deeply mediocre. Oh, this is the worst matchmaking the i6 gets. This makes me sad. I know. Makes baby cry. Yeah. Baby cries at matchmaking. What are my missions, anyway? Shoot things, base cap, blah, blah, blah. Bounce things, blah, blah, blah. Oakley dokley. So I need to bounce 3,100 damage, if I've done my maths right. What are we going to do? Are we going to go over to the corner of Fail? No, because they have a Conqueror, an E75. I think a CS59, is that a medium tank? Might be Polish. And a Defender. Good luck penning a Defender with this thing. Have they changed the gun at all, out of curiosity? Nope. Oh, not since I last played, anyway. IS-3A. Somua. Oh, God, I'm not taking those on. That's just a recipe for disappointment, really. Disappointment and failure. Failure, disappointment, and Scooby Snacks. And no one wants Scooby Snacks. Not even Scooby wanted Scooby Snacks. They have, however, quite a lot of tanks have pushed south, which means we're gonna have to get a little bit of a wiggle on over here if we want to do anything. T-44 is getting ever so slightly wrecked. Don't know what's over there. If it's a Foch, no, Foch just killed the Type 59 somewhere. Oh, T-69, probably. No, sorry, dude, I wasn't blocking you, and then you angled so that I was blocking you. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to get over here to at least attempt to take some pressure off. Okay, T-69 Mutz. The thing is, we need 1, 2, 3, okay. Ah, this is all different. I don't, what the hell? Oh, good lord. Why is the Defender here? Oh, that makes me an incredibly sad panda. Okay, this is a problem. Okay, Jesus. Okay. Come on, kill him, kill him. IS-6 versus Defender, place your bets, my reload's better. Boom! Wahahaha! Take your overpowered premium and shove it up your backside. I come for your souls! Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, more accurately, your hit points and experience. I know. But that doesn't have quite the same... Really? Ring to it. Okay, well, at least my gun's as reliable as it ever was. Well, he's dead either way. La 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 la. Why am I... Oh, I preloaded a HE round in case I needed to finish the defender off. Mutz is firing regular AP, actually. Make him regret his life decisions. Ooh, a Foch. Is he looking this way? That's a little bit unfortunate. Bounced. Boo. I'll take one more shot, then I'm... Oh, no, he's still looking at me. Okay, screw taking one more shot. I'm just going to hug the low ground. And try and push into all these fellas, because... Meh. Apparently IS-6 armor... I assume they buffed the armor, because... Right, they certainly didn't buff the gun. Right. The Foch is over there. I really want to keep rocks between us. Because a Foch shooting at you... No one wants a tier 9 tank destroyer shooting at you, especially when you're less than tier 9, let's be honest here. Ooh, lots of assistance. I'm... Right, IS-6, best scout. In-game, confirmed. Whoa, no. Okay, let's see if we can light this blighter up again. There he is. Come on, fellas. Sick him. Oh, it bounced. No! Sad panda. Right, HE round to take his track off. There are all the sad pandas. Okay, it won't take his track off. It didn't even hit him. Guys, we really need to actually kill this Foch. Okay. Alright. Okay. Guys, you take the Foch on. I'm gonna go and give these guys some surprise lover man. You're right, I'm not playing a lurver. It's a very, very sad situation. I do quite like the lurver. Aiming is for the weak. Don't aim in the IS-6, just point your gun in their general direction and pull the trigger. Aiming is such a terrible idea. Wait, is that Skoda an autoloader? Oh. Your face is an autoloader. Well, I mean... True. No! He's gonna wreck me. I don't want him to wreck me. Kill him! Kill him! No! Where are all my friends? Where have all my friends gone? Long time. Sorry for the singing. Okay. Baby's providing percussion. Awesome. I don't know why that's going through my head. Charge! By the power of Grayskull! Come on! Come on! Up there. Take out the Lanson. Move on. Kill the Somua. Then go back, deal with the ELC. That is the plan. I really shouldn't have auto-aimed that Skoda. That was such a terrible idea. Okay, Somua is down. Lanson surely must be soon to follow. Surely that IS-32 is going to just kill the Lanson. And then we're going to... Ooh! He's there. There we go. Okay. It's just the Lanson. I should be able to take one hit from him even if he pens. Oh, sad face. Prince prototype is already in the game files. It's decent, a bit better than the Churchill 7. Just slower. Oh. Alexa Tiger stopped me from... yeah, that's true. No problem with the Tiger 1. The Tiger at tier 7, the gun is awesome. I don't like the Tiger. Everybody always looks at me aghast when I say that, but I don't like the How was that 1,000 base experience? I didn't do anything. I killed 3... Oh, okay, shout out to this guy in the IS-32 with the 2 barrel thingies. Totally balanced. Maybe he's an awesome player. 7,000 damage. He just murdered that entire flank. Here's a reroll account. I'm willing to bet. Yeah, it's a reroll. That's a reroll account. Probably her nappy, by virtue of her being a baby. Hello! But well played to him either way. Reroll or not, doesn't matter. Good job. I only did 1,400 damage and 3... screw it. Just IS-6 things. The Defender is everything wrong with power creeping what? Agreed, which is why, although I bought it, I've played mine 3 times, I think. I just felt dirty doing it. Okay, there might be a bit of a baby in the background. She needs feeding, and she won't shut up until she's fed. So, Jesus here, you called? Why did you start a religion? Like, why did you do that? They buffed the Tiger and Tiger 2 recently. I haven't tested them, neither have I. Wouldn't be a chip stream without singing. Yes! And now it's a family thing. Yeah, pretty much. You just have to put up with the occasional bit of, Anna, Anna, Anna. We're not ignoring you, Bubba. It's just, it takes more than 3 nanoseconds to acquire some food, come over, and attempt to administer it to your face. But the satisfaction there, I would just like to say, of tracking and getting killed, that Defender, outweighs anything else. Like, screw the Defender. Screw the Defender so hard. But there we go. Your little Toggington. What? She's much faster. She's faster than a Tog. Maybe a turbocharged Tog. Alright, money time. Pew! I did actually earlier on today make the mistake of playing some Foch 50B games, whatever it's... the French tier 10 tank destroyer, and was reminded of how woeful it is. Also reminded of how tier 10 matchmaking works these days, which is... I mean, sad for the Foch, because it's a tank designed to farm tier 8s and 9s, and if you don't ever meet any tier 8s and 9s, that's a bit of a problem. But, speaking of farming lower tiers, I'm in an IS-6, and I'm at the top, and this is... I don't even know what this map is called. Ghost Town, that's the one. And so I get to farm all the lower tiers. Just don't get shot by the Tiger and the 50 DP, and it'll be fine! IS-6, moving out. I don't know why I'm doing that in a really awful, like, I don't know, American macho. I forgot to put the directive on it. Whoops. Voice. Yeah, but it's no biggie. Whee! Whee! No, it's not turbocharged. I know it's disappointing, but Vert Stab Gun Ram event! I want the pew pew! But the pew pew! As far as I can work out, just for the record, Loki appears to be trying to make the argument to put a turbocharger on everything. Now, I commend and applaud this... Yeah, I know. That's not as fast as it used to be, I'm afraid. Maybe it will make the ELC playable again. Turbocharger. Now, I applaud the whole sentiment. Like, everything is better with a turbocharger. I am totally on board with that. Whoops, that was a terrible shot. NOS as a consumable. I would totally do that. I mean, they effectively used to kind of have that, but... yeah. Oh, God. Oh, I missed. Is that top plate on the Tiger 2's turret still overmatchable? I might have to check that out at some point. What? Oh, it must have hit the frontal plate or something. I wasn't really aiming that thoroughly. Come on. Come on. We're not unreasonable. Shut your eyes. All we wanna do is eat your brains. There we go, I've done it. Happy? We're at an impasse here. Maybe we can compromise. Really? You want to try that, Tiger? Your side armor is all soft and squishy and tasty. I like tasty, don't misunderstand, but I'm not entirely sure you want me to like your tasty. Oh, I only took his track out, that makes me sad. I'm getting a bit fed up here, I might just go and kill the ARL. Come on, oh, I got some assistance for it. Is anyone gonna... IS6. If I get copyright for that rendition, I will take that as a compliment. IS6 actually managed to pen me. Where did he pen me? Straight through the gun mantlet, apparently. That's a weak spot these days, it would seem. Oh, news to me. Okay, no, screw that. That is indeed a paddle-in, but I think I paddled harder. But it looks like at this rate I'm going to have to paddle harder, so... Swim, little boy, swim. Focus on what you're doing. Wow, that was another pen. With 200 pen, where did he go through? Oh, that little corner bit. I didn't want to take the time to aim that one properly, if I'm honest. No. Yes, so she needs dealing with. I know you are. Wasn't a criticism, just a comment. Oh, there's an Nashorn in the background. Where? There? That would be so funny if it was there. Alright, so there's lots of things that have shots into that angle. This is looking bad. Because, you know, 1-7 is not a scoreline you really want. I don't really know what the armor profile on this guy's like. Probably not great, because, as in, when I say not great, probably not in my favour, because, oh, no. Oh. You thought the KV-3 was your ally? Really? Oh, only takes out his track. Oh, never mind. KV-3, focus on the Leo. I'll focus on this guy. Come on. There we go. No, the KV-3's dead. Okay, screw it. Screw it. I can't just sit there with the Leo behind me. That's just going to end poorly. No! I feel like I'm fighting against the inevitable a little bit here. I don't think she likes me ignoring her. Just gonna make this awkward. Yay, baby background noises. Well, I tried. Luckily, the defender player was an idiot. Yes, he made some poor life decisions. Sorry about that. You don't need to apologise. I noticed it was a joke. I was just sort of critiquing, you know, why did he have to set up a religion? Like, he never really struck me as a sort of person who was really into it. Yeah, fuck. First time. I don't think I've ever heard the God Emperor of Mankind and Jesus directly compared before, but never mind. Turbo Bert. If I liked Bert, then I might, but I don't. But yes, I imagine it. I have put a turbocharger actually on my tier 10 French artillery piece. Tiger 2 top plate was buffed. Oh, that makes me sad. Because that's how I used to kill them, with Soviet 122mm guns. And Chinese. No, as in there was a slightly sloped roof to the Tiger 2 that you could overmatch. You can still like hit them on the engine deck, I should think, and whatnot. Wargaming's reaction to everything is, well, let's just buff it to remove weak points, which I dislike. Block 2 times more damage than the hit points. Well, I've made progress on Untouchable, completed that little mission down there. Journalist mode. Wow! Okay, so there was a KV2 that did 2,000 damage, I did 3,000, and woo! Buggy. Oh, that's what Baldric was referring to. Buggy is the tier 6 that you grind on the way to buying the tier 8 Prem, which is better than all the tech tree tanks in the line. Yeah. BUGI, I assume it stands for something. Bloody, useless, graphical interface. It does stand for something. Oh my god, it looks ridiculous. It looks like a Sentinel and an AMX-40 did something a little bit dodgy out down a back alley once, and 9 months later this thing turned up. My god. That's hilarious. How the hell did I make that much money? I got 50,000 credits for something. So this, ladies and gents, is how people just spam premium ammo everywhere these days. Like, how did I make 125,500 credits? It wasn't that... I mean, okay, it was a 3k damage game, which is decent, but... whatever. I should probably turn the personal reserves on, shouldn't I? Could have been even more money. What's all this? What is the reserve stock? What is this? Fight battles to replenish reserve stock. Each 7 days, reserve stock opens and the accumulated credits are sent to your account. Why? What's the point of this? I don't understand the point. Don't get it. It's very odd. Excluded maps? What the hell is this? You can exclude maps?
Yeah, you could always do that.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. This was something people were arguing about a couple of years ago. So you can now exclude maps. Oh, yeah. So I could have excluded Himmelsdorf from my... Like, IS-6 doesn't care, really. But I guess it doesn't really want Kampanovka, I suppose. But even then, just drive up onto the hill and brawl with people. I did not know that was a thing. Gosh. Okay. I was actually here for personal reserves, but hey-ho. Experience to go into the crew. Yeah, sure, we'll put experience into the crew. So there's experience, there's crew experience, boop. And then there's credits. I mean, we are driving a premium, so it would appear to make sense. There we go. It's the weekly... Right, hang on. Hi, Nick. It's a premium account thing, never understood it either. So the reason I'm confused by it... Like... So premium... Okay, so Loki's asking what it does. Actually, let me just set a thingy. I have thingies. I want to put a thingy in. Missing badges. Okay, reach the maximum level of bonuses in Darkfront. Screw it. Why not? Okay, so... Back. Reserve stock. Fight, so this is a premium account thing apparently. Fight battles to replenish reserve stock. Each 7 days, reserve stock opens and the accumulated credits are sent to your account. Reserve stock stores up to 750,000 credits. So basically, if you play games with a premium account, extra credits are put into this bank that you can take out later. So here are my questions. I guess? So, but premium account already generates more credits. So is this just supposed to generate even more to encourage even more people to get a premium account? And if it is, why not just increase the amount of credits you get from a premium account? What's the point of the 7-day delay? I don't understand it. Yeah, like, I don't get the purpose of this. What's the point? Um, right, so exclusion. You can exclude 1 or 2 with a premium account, but only for standard battles. So it's another bonus they're giving to premium account. And actually, being able to exclude a map is something that could conceivably be kind of powerful. So it's soft pay to win. Don't like that. The credits in the reserve fund are automatically credited to your account every week. I don't think the reserve is extra. It reduces the amount you get and stores it for a week. So they've nerfed premium account? I don't understand. I understand roughly, mechanically, how this works. I get that from the description. I just don't understand why it's set up like that. What is the purpose? What's the armor on this thing these days, anyway? Still stated the same. I should have a look at the armor model at some point. Oh well, I have 6 things. I don't... Oh, I don't know. But actually, the previous game, because, right, what I'm going to do is... I've got a load of old tank reviews on the channel. So I'm going to go back and... Did I say hi, Nick, by the way? I can't remember. If I did, this is again. If I didn't, hi, Nick. And go and redo them. So, given that it's making money, let's start off with the IS-6. So the previous game I might just put in as an example of... Hey, look, IS-6 top tier. Just top tier things. Okay. Well, this is... Alright, this is fine. So, what... There isn't too much that I really... In terms of a brawl that's going to bother me on the enemy team. I don't really know what the armor profile on the 50 TP prototype looks like. And the E75 TS. I know that's supposed to be relatively mobile as far as heavy tanks go, and that the armor isn't, like, amazing. But is it, I can penetrate it, slower plate with AP from this gun, levels of not amazing? Because a lot of the time, they've made the lower plates, like, okay. For any of you who go and watch other World of Tanks related YouTubers, I suppose, especially some of the larger ones, have you noticed... I don't know why I'm saying other as if it's general. For those of you who watch Quickie Baby, have you noticed that they, that he's like, oh yeah, trash lower plate on this thing, tier 8, 220mm of armour. What? How is that, or 200mm of armour? How is that trash for what traditionally is a weak point? That means that lower tiers can't pen you without double pressing 2, and even then it won't always work. That means that there are same tier tanks at tier 8 like this that won't be able to pen you in the lower plate without double tapping the 2 key. I don't know, it just... I mentioned QB because I went and watched a couple of his videos before actually playing the game again, essentially. And it just felt a little bit like, well, I don't know, let's try and make this dash. If someone rocks up, someone rocks up, but let's just get across here. I don't know, it just seemed a bit weird to me. I don't know. There's one artillery in this game. If he targets me, I'll be a bit sad, but yeah. You can't play the game assuming artillery's gonna just target you. Like, you'll never do anything if you worry about that too much. By all means, position yourself to try and account for it. Whoa! Don't know where that shot hit, but like as I say, you can't just play the game assuming arty's gonna wreck you every time. Oh, TS5, you have armor and you have a bigger gun. Feel free, my friend. Knock yourself out. Go on. Go on. Do you want to hit him with the pew-pew and... Tell you what, let's... That's never going to pen. Angled upper front plate of the T-32. That's never going to go through. Okay, this is what we might call a nothing position. And that TS5 is getting rickety wrecked. But we're now pushing through there. So now... we can deal with this guy, push on, take cover behind this wreck and this sort of hillocky thing. Ouch. Scorpion G, I mean. Oh, shot missed. Just Soviet 122mm things, frankly. Push through here. Missed again. This gun's usually pretty good at snapshotting, but I guess at the moment it's feeling a little sad. Now, their artillery does worry me a little bit, but the scoreline's 5-0. We should really be pushing and killing these guys, let's be honest. Don't know where the attack button's gone these days, but let's do the attacking thing. Come on! Get your bums into gear, guys. Oh, that was a low roll? That was a low roll. That's unfortunate. Alright, there we go. It cost me some hit points, but we got that flank moving, so I'll take that as a success. Yeah, 300. I was expecting to kill that Scorpion, but we rolled for 350 something. And the number of times we missed, that was kind of a disappointing engagement. Right. 2 TDs, an RT, and that T42. Oh, the T42, another pay-to-win tank. Wonderful. Ooh, bugger. Well, he might kill us. He's got the small gun. Haha, sucks to be him. Well, if he's got the small gun, I don't know what the pen is on that, but it's not 300. So... 422. I guess that makes up for the low roll earlier on. Good night, sweet prince. I'm never going to get a shot into that guy before he just dies, I don't think. It is extra money. So it's a buff to a premium account, but it's a buff that you arbitrarily get later. I don't really understand. What's the point? Like, so I've been playing this game for a few years now. I started in 2012. So I've been playing this game for a little while. And if you compare... Oh, it's not awful. If you compare the garage interface, the UI, with what it looked like a while back, you just look at it and go, oh my god, there's so much stuff going on. It's just stuff everywhere. Like, so many menus, so many sub-menus, all like store. Okay, open the store, I'm gonna buy something. What am I gonna buy? Let's just wait for it to load up. What have we got? So let's see. Hang on. Just a moment. Right, there we go. So, oh, I've got a sub-menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sub-menus. Nope, there's 3 here. So, is there that for every? No. So, 8 sub-menus. Plus, if we want to include 2 up here, 10 sub-menus under store. Gee, wait, Jesus. Hang on, what was that? It just seems so ridiculous. Like, it's become... I have been playing this game for a while, as I said. But if I hadn't, if I was just getting into this game... Okay, 8, so 10, 11, 12, that's 13 sub-menus just under store. 15 sub-menus. 15! Jesus! If I were playing this game for the first time, this is just a shotgun of crap. And I have no idea I would have no idea what's going on. Depot, what have we got? This should just be crew skills. Oh, sorry, crew, not skills. Okay, so, no, in the depot is stuff that we've got stored, so this is another 6 submenus, or are there any there are submenus within the submenu? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Jesus. 12, no, wait. No, these aren't menus. Okay, 11. 12, 13. 13 submenus under depot. It's just ridiculous. Anyway. I don't watch QB streams because I find his persona to be the yeah, I don't tend to watch his stream. I don't like watching his streams. I find Safosh funny occasionally on stream, and sometimes his videos, but sometimes he veers a little bit into the just arbitrarily. I know his thing is being a salty blighter, but I think he goes a little bit too far sometimes. But I find him generally more entertaining. No, it was just because QB. The thing with Safosh is that he tends to be almost unwaveringly negative, and I wanted something that wasn't that, just to see how the game has changed and whatnot. But I don't know. QB fires so much premium ammo these days, special ammo, whatever they want to call it, and he's running. I know he has a free plays account, and he's running directives and whatnot. I'm not trying to criticise him. Like he's basically end game content player. Let's be honest. And I kind of am, not to the same degree, but I've still got stuff to unlock. But it means I find it very difficult to relate to anything he's doing. Hit points, flanking move, that's what I credit with my win rate. Yeah, at that point, someone just needed to pull up their man pants and go and get round the corner, basically, and take a few hits. And I had lots of hit points and I had the armour, so it made sense for me to just go round the corner and then everyone can go with me. They've changed the radial menu, though. Anyway, everyone can go with me and then we can just get this game won. Sometimes it's what you need. And low kill count. Yeah. I have just about given up watching QB as I now find him irritating and egotistical. That's just me. Yeah. It was I'd be willing to bet that Udez was trying to snipe across the map, and then he's like, well, they've pushed through there. Now, if he'd been paying attention, I would have relocated to further back to be behind the hills overlooking... Was that a standard game? The cap circle, if it was a standard game. Des Gamers. Yeah, I find him alright. Yeah. It's a limited buff, but you can only earn so much extra. Yeah, I suspect the reserve fund is a marketing tactic as it deposits weekly rather than dripping in after each battle. I'm inclined to agree, it probably is, because just looked at from a fundamental perspective, if you just want to buff a premium account, it just seems a bit pointless. That way of doing it anyway. I always preferred jingles. I did up until a point, and that point was when I realised that kind of learned everything I could, I suppose. Because he doesn't really play the game much anymore, which is fine. I'm not criticising that. I mean, I didn't play for a year. Like, that would be a rather pot kettle black situation. Right, given that I've been missing so much, by the way, let's go for stabiliser greasing. I haven't bought any of these directives, by the by. They're just, I got them from missions or something. I don't know. They just sat there, so I'm going to use them. Yeah, I find Jingle's warships content entertaining. But the number of times he looks at something and goes, that's a such and such, and you're like, no, it's not. Like, what are you talking about? And here we have the Daring Class Destroyer. It's a Yamato, Jingles, you wombat. Like, there is a big difference here. You know. But he's entertaining, don't get me wrong. Interestingly, QB is now, in terms of subscribers anyway, has now become bigger, because it always used to be QB was the most popular What streamer. Jingles was the most subscribed to YouTube What channel. But now, QB has taken the YouTube title off of Jingly Boy. The Jingle Jangles. But, Right, it's all tier 8 again. The variation here is amazing. Do you remember when everyone used to complain about the matchmaking and say it should be same tier all the time? Yep. Definitely doesn't get boring. Right, well, we've got the enemy team. Chrysler GF, don't really want to face him because he's a pain in the bum to penetrate. IS-5. Oh, someone's got the IS-5. IS-6B, yeah, it's going to be a problem. Lerva, going to be a problem. Okay, let's drive down here. I've got a plan. I have a plan. Dun, 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 let's shoot our own Borzig. Pew pew! No, the gun would never reload fast enough to do that. So, we're going to drive down here. Ooh, the Lurver's coming over here. That's... And I have no support. That might lead to a change of plan. Unless the Lurver gets shot up. Oh. Nah, no shot. That makes me a sad panda. I'm going to get spotted, most likely. I don't really want to face a Lurver, but it's awkward. Okay. I'm being indecisive. I need to be less indecisive. If I get right in the Lurver's face, I'll give him actually where he is. If I get right in the Lurver's face, I'm going to take flank shots from other people. No, that's a poor engagement with the Lurver. Don't like it. Ah! Lurver has pretty decent penetration and they buffed the armour on it. But he's backing off. So I don't really want to engage the Lurver, and we're 2 tanks down already. So what I'm actually going to do... I think... They can get cover up till that point, so... Okay, they're essentially probably going to overrun part of that flank. So what I want to do is make their life difficult. Much of them they're not exposing themselves sufficiently. Yeah, I know. Ooh, misses. Ooh, They're playing really conservatively. Which makes sense, but it's annoying because I wanted to catch the blighters out. And now it means I'm probably on a kind of useless flank. Unless... then I'm going to get shot in the side. Ooh! Oh, there goes another one of them. Alright, you know what? Screw it. If they're going to faff around, and the Lurver's going to be, oh, passive. Oh, okay, no, just as I move, of course that happens. Why would that? There we go, 447, high rolls for the win. Nah. Didn't, Goodbye, Mr. AMX CDC. Right. So now, looks like they've actually done alright on the other flank, which is ever so slightly frustrating. And, okay, that mutt's just evaporated. Which makes me sad. So, I never really worked the new version of this map out so much, if I'm honest. So, it depends what these guys want to do. The 049. They probably want to push. No, he's gone behind the bleeding thing. This is frustrating. I went to the wrong place and prevaricated too much, essentially. Oh, these guys have cover. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. Oh, I'm spotted. Okay. Let's change this engagement ever so slightly. Ah, dearie me. Yes. Just the tanks I didn't want to meet. Wonderful. That guy does not know how to side scrape, does he? And of course he's loaded the gold. Why bother doing anything else, I suppose? I'm just gonna have... Oh! Oh, this is suboptimal. There's not really much I can do there. That's awkward. I mean, I was going to get overrun eventually, but never mind. Didn't do enough earlier on. It was that he was an everyman, you didn't watch him for top tips. No, well, I did. So, way back in the dawning mists of time, I used to be absolutely terrible at this game. As in, firing HE out of the 75mm gun on the Panzer IV at the front of a T-29 turret when he's hull down. Terrible. It took me thousands of games to realise that my Panzer IV, with the 75mm gun, was doing really inconsistent damage because somehow I'd managed to swap up the ammo types so it was loading HE by default, and I didn't know how to change that. So initially I did actually use Jingles for tips and advice, and to be fair to him, he was useful for that. Perhaps I should clarify. I started getting a little fed up watching him, not because I said because I couldn't really learn anything else. That's not quite true per se. It's more that he moved from... because he stopped playing the game so much. Chrysler GF went through our team firing gold. Yeah, go figure. Not because he... so he stopped playing the game as much. And that meant that the advice he was giving, it's not just that it was... advice that a certain level of player was giving and I wanted something more. It's that it was actively poor advice based on the fact that he didn't play the game anymore. And to my mind, if you're in that situation, like, you don't play the game anymore, that's fine. I'm not saying you need to. But in that situation, I don't think you should be offering other people advice on how to play. And to be fair to him, he kind of moved away from that sort of thing, but initially he did. So that's kind of... I kept watching his World of Warship stuff because I found it entertaining, and occasional World of Tanks stuff because, again, I found it entertaining. But yeah, that's kind of where I was with that. Having come back to the game, I'm pretty confused about all the menus and what they do. This is the thing. I think all of this crud is confusing. Like, if you... like, okay, hang on. And I know this is because they want money, alright? I get that. But I'm going to criticise it anyway. Do we... let me find it. Do we really need this section, which is essentially, in many cases, just a link to... the premium shop? Do we need that in the game client? Like, there's a premium shop link up here. We can get rid of all of that crud by just going to the premium shop up here. We don't need this. It's just buy a premium account. I can go to the premium shop up here and do that. Buy gold. I can go to the premium shop up here and do that. Do you see what... I think I've accidentally opened the premium shop now. But do you see what I mean? It's unnecessary and it just cluttered. Yeah... I'm with you on that, Boldrick. I always disagreed with those people about the matchmaking as well. I liked as gamers and watched Lemming Rush a few times, but gave up on him as another egotistical unicorn player. Fair enough. Not all unicorns have an ego. This is actually, it might sound odd, but one of the reasons I liked watching Sir Fosh. He seemed a lot more down to earth to me. You can recommend 13 Disciples detailed guides if you're looking for educational content. Fair enough. Skill is your favourite what YouTuber? Yep. Yeah, I've watched a couple of his videos and he does seem quite good. He's a very good player, but I think he's genuinely just being himself. Yeah, that's fair. Chipmunk is my second for the same reasons, except the good player bit. Ooh, but no, I'm not as good as player as him. Don't pretend to be. I'm at my peak. I was a green player with blue going on purple recents at my best when I played the game more. That's since sort of dropped down. It depended on the tank I was playing. Never watched Skillzone channel, but he gets a lot of mentions on Des. Quite a few of my old favourites. Yeah, a lot of people will move on, and that's fair enough. Okay, give me just a moment. I think I'm going to have to deal with baby things. So I'll be back in just a sec. Hello guys, right, give me just a moment. Let me just quickly finish checking comments, and then I'm going to have to disappear for probably about 10-15 minutes at a guess. I just need to give Loki a hand with baby things. So yeah, feel free to, if you want to keep watching, that's fine, but feel free to go and get yourselves a drink, some popcorn, stock up your salt supplies, whatever it is you do when you've got a little bit of downtime. Zevin is the only YouTuber who I think gave good advice. Everyone else tells you how to prem spam. The problem is, these days, Wargaming have designed it so you spam gold. So, advice from people telling you to spam premium isn't bad advice. It's how the game's designed these days. You think Jingles gave up a lot of playing what because of YouTube demonetizing his channel content? As far as I'm aware, they don't demonetize World of Tanks content. And now Jingles was pretty family friendly. He didn't really swear a lot or anything like that. He didn't really tend to say massively controversial things about wargaming. So I'd be surprised if that were the reason. Anyway, right. So intermission time. I'm going to go and grab myself a sleeping baby. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Like I say, fingers crossed, maybe around the 10-15 minute mark, but we'll see. Right, I have returned. Let me just quickly check on chat. Oh, see you, Trilloc. You've gone back to Game of Thrones. That's fine. Let me just quickly... Don't blame people for not necessarily hanging around. Obviously. That, I'm afraid, to a certain extent, is kind of the reality of my life at the moment. If I try and do something, baby happens. And if she's decided she's going to be a pain, so yesterday my wife was doing something, and so I looked after the kid for most of the day. So the deal was today I would do something. And she made my life difficult yesterday, and she's making my wife's life difficult today. It is what it is, I'm afraid. Alright, so another guy. Pew! Messiah's come again. Well, we're not allowed out. I will say nothing. I've returned with the most valuable of commodities, by the way. I have some gin. Well, gin liqueur, if you want to get pedantic. AE Phase 1. Hell's that? I really don't know. There's the Borask I was talking about earlier on. The Cellcat, Super Hellcat. Okay. Let's do this. So where are we going to go? Don't really want to be fighting the 50 TP. I'm really tempted to go over to the Forest of Failure, on the basis that I reckon I can have a bit more of a close range brawl over there without just being sniped by tank destroyers all day long. But we'll see. Onwards, ye dogs! I must admit, actually, I'm quite surprised that the i6 is holding up as well as it is. I thought this was going to be a bit of a mess, to be frank with you. I thought the gun would really struggle against these new tier 8s, especially a lot of the premiums, like the Defender, 50 TP, etc. And I thought the armour would struggle to hold up as well, but it's actually... Well, like I say, it's done better than I was expecting, so... Because every time people talk about the i6 for the last few years, there's always been the, oh, the i6 sucks now. And every time I go out and play it again, and every time I find, you know what, the old girl's still got it. So, ooh, they're all okay. They're going ham. Alright then. Let's do this. What's up, my friend? How you doing? You doing well? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Ooh, Stritzvang. And I don't care about the comet. It's the Stritzvang who bothers me. Artillery really doesn't like me. I'm spotted, and so they're all going to shoot me, basically. Or I was spotted. Wow, world's most pointless ammo rack. Right, ammo racked for 106. Okay, Stritzvang shouldn't be long for this world. Then there's the Progetto, and then hopefully we can just roll up the rest of them. And this is where I wish the IS-6 were faster, but never mind. Never mind. Not going to complain. Then again, they have successfully, I say, pushed the other flank. They've killed 3 tanks in quick succession, to be fair to them. So... what I think I might do, if I get into the sort of H4 position, then I can start and take the inside route route around the hill, I suppose, I can start harassing their some of their team. Let's just do something about this progetto. Missed. See, I aimed. Silly me. Why did I aim? You never aim in the IS-6. You just turn the turret, snap a shot in, and giggle. So if it doesn't hit, you're not disappointed anyway, and if it does hit, it's hilarious. I'm doing it all wrong. God, Chip. Learn to play your Russian heavies. Is the ISU down? Yeah, there's only 4 of them left. Fair enough. Well, this was a bit of a smash and grab game. Sad face. I am sad, Panda. $293. I think that might actually be a min roll. Jesus. Oh well, I've got the rest in assist, I suppose. Can't complain too much. Right. That Object 430 is probably going to die soon, and that 50 TP might be able to hold out for a little while, so... yeah, let's go and deal with him. Yeah, HE round into the Scorpion will take that guy out. I'm coming! It's just the IS-6 isn't the fastest machine in the world, it is a heavy tank. Oh, don't cap! We get less XP for capping. Like, just don't do it. And maybe you've got a mission or something, I suppose. Really? It's just... that's annoying. Okay. Is that a disease that I shall not mention because YouTube apparently doesn't like you mentioning it? Reference their wolf. Sorry, I should say Wolf Corbett. Oh, the 2 wolves are around. God damn it. Hey, Wolfwin. Nice to see you back. I'm back too. Hurrah. Meh. Deeply mediocre game, but never mind. They decided to cap for some unfathomable reason. The prototype and the AE Phase 1. Got to figure. Turbocharge the IS-6. The thing is, I could. I think I could. Can I get a turbocharger for this? I can, it's right there. I could, but I'm not sure. Bear in mind, my vents that are sitting here, increasing my crew skills by 6% will also improve the driver's crew skills, which will get things moving a little bit more. So, you're in a bad area. Right, okay. On the subject of the disease that shall not be named, by the way. I am very conscious that a lot of people are going to struggle with jobs because unemployment is kind of going through the roof in many countries, the UK included, and I'm also very conscious that people are going to miss out on bits of school and whatnot. So I am going to start up I have started up a second channel to try and help. So if anyone's interested in like science, STEM stuff, I will put information up about that if you want it. Improved hardening is very meta at the moment for heavy tanks. It's very effective. I was looking at improved hardening, I will be honest. I'm going to keep playing the IS-6 as is for a bit. But yeah, I was looking at improved hardening. That just sounds so wrong. You got laid off because of the unnamed disease, unfortunately. So, for anyone who's in the chat and not aware, I relatively recently moved to the other end of the country and changed jobs. For a variety of reasons. But one of the things I learned later, although the job didn't ask for someone with programming skills. One of the reasons I found out later that they gave me the job rather than someone else was because of my programming skills. So with that in mind, ooh, tier 9 match. Ugh. I am tempted, well, not tempted, I'm going to put together, among other things, like I mentioned in the second channel, like put together a basics coding thing to try and give some advice and some like science stuff for people at school and whatnot. It might be of general interest as well. But it just seems like at the moment, with everyone faffing around with, oh, should the kids be going back to school and all of that jazz, then maybe people could do with a bit of a hand, I suppose. That's essentially what I'm driving at. So yeah, and whilst I'm not a teacher anymore, and teaching as a profession is in such a bad position, certainly in the UK, the actual act of teaching I quite enjoy. Oh, well, these guys are being really... Oh, okay, he came over here, being really conservative. Okay, so we... What the hell is going on? Why do we have two defenders just sat at the back there? See if I can bait out... Or wait for him to... but he's got that... Double... Oh, okay, he's stunned. So... Oh, okay, never mind. There's an Object 430 round here. That's gonna make life interesting. Like, we've got a lot of people here. We need to be pushing this. We can't just be held up by two enemy tanks. Come on. But I can't push into that. Like, come on. Alright, let's... Okay, let's think about this. How can I do this in a way that still gets this flank pushed without relying on these muppets too much? Can I push this realistically? If I take the high ground, really? I really want to put... Right, okay, they're pushing. Nope, really wanted to get down here sooner. Come on. Come on. I'm just eating all of the shells for you guys at the moment. Because you just sat there doing nothing. Oh, where did that 2k assist come from? Oh well, we'll take it. That was too late. Okay, so. This is a bit of a risk, but I feel like I need to do it. Because that T-42 just... Oh no, there's another guy up there. Isn't doing anything. There we go, right, he's dead. Come on. Get a move on, guys. Come on, come on. Okay, they've managed to push off the enemy team on the other flank. Sweet. We, fingers crossed. Oh no. Well, nuts to it. Yeah, artillery's going to get me. But if I couldn't pull back at that point, if I'd started pulling back, like, I'd have still been artilleried. Oh no, don't stop. Come on. Right, got a chance to catch up on chat. You're now on a permanent home working contract. Oh, nice. Good job, Wolf. I'm not, so I've been working from home quite a lot my new job. It's not all working from home, but I haven't actually been into the office yet. So yeah, it has its pros and cons. Hi Nuggets. In Soviet Russia, names you. Yeah, it does a little bit. And food, of course. Lovely, delicious shells. Somebody's got to eat them. Clearly, you're a leader of men. Yeah, yeah, but the leader just died, and these guys, like, you can't just sit there in a pair of defenders, for crying out loud. Like, come on. You're in a tank that's OP as balls. Move. Anyway, I'll stop complaining. Let's play something else. I'm probably going to annoy you all and play artillery, to be honest. Because, you know, missions and whatnot. Don't really like playing arty any more than I have to. Come on. Let's M12 this up. Whee! Wait a minute. Let's put a thingy back on the Dubry. Yep. Optical calibration. There we go. And M12. How close am I to... I'm not using free XP on that. Screw that for a game of soldiers. Ooh, we're up to 8 people. Just for the record, by the way, given that there was no notice for this stream, and I haven't streamed in over a year, I really wasn't expecting, well, before I went on a break, it was about 10 of you, a dozen, somewhere around about that. So thank you very much. It's nice to see you all. Like I said, really wasn't expecting it. Didn't like the M12 much. The vehicles either side of it are both much better. Yeah, I don't mind it too much as far as artillery goes. Obviously, I haven't played the tier 8 yet. The M44 at tier 6, I know lots of people liked it, but I wasn't a huge fan. Ooh, motion blur. Wasn't my thing. I mean, artillery in general I find quite dull, but there are exceptions. Ish. I never played the original Burt, actually, so I can't really comment on that. Where do I want to be able to get shots? Well, there's already an artillery going over there. I'll tell you what, let's try and be a little bit cheeky. So my crew here is really not very good. They're made of potatoes. Having said that, not very good is still good enough, potentially. Zavenia Benissima. There we go. Balanced. No, I'm joking. I'm not trying to claim that artillery's overpowered or anything. It's just artillery's a bit silly, I suppose. I actually think artillery, as far as it goes, is underpowered, but an incredibly difficult class to balance, and if I'm being honest, I think it should just be like an NPC consumable. Like, it shouldn't be a player class, in my humble opinion. But I'm not going to complain, it is what it is. Ah, guess I'm spotted. Never mind. I thought I was good there. So I thought, clearly wrongly, although I was sitting in the open, I thought those bushes were between me and the bad guys. Oh, that's a shame. Never mind. Never mind. It is what it is. Someone mentioned the Super Hellcat earlier on as well. And I was going to say that I never played the pre-nerf regular Hellcat, but the Super Hellcat looks like the pre-nerf Hellcat with a bit more hit points at tier 7, unless I've missed something. Oh, we won that game with the IS-6. Cool. Oh yeah, that was the game at the end. The defenders just needed to move. Like, just move. What was the other one? Here. I mean, statistically, they're not awful players. They just needed to find their W key. You You're in a defender. You are not balanced in any way, shape, or form. Just get a move on. Anyway. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying boulders. Watching you play is easier on my nerves than playing myself and failing miserably. I shall fail miserably, so you do not have to. Underpowered but broken. Artillery? Yes, I would agree. Speaking of unplanned streams, I might do some H3VR later if anyone would be interested. Sweet. Hi, Pansy! Oh god, we're going to get into artillery again. Well, I shouldn't have opened that can of worms. I just think, fundamentally, and you get this problem in warships as well with carriers, I think. The game is fundamentally an FPS. It's a historically inspired, modified, tank-based FPS, but it's fundamentally an FPS. And SPGs don't use the same mechanics. And so, and it's the same with SPGs in Modern Warfare, and it's the same with carriers in warships. I don't understand why we're trying to put in things that use fundamentally different mechanics. Well, I get it from the perspective of variety, but this is not the map I wanted. But it's a little bit like, I don't know, it's difficult to think of a comparison. Imagine if I was playing, imagine if you were playing an FPS and suddenly someone included a character or a class or whatever that used JRPG mechanics. That would be weird. It's kind of a bit like that. That's quite an extreme example. But, yeah. I just don't think something like that should really be in what is fundamentally an FPS. Personally. I don't actually mind the style. I think actually artillery as it currently is probably the best iteration of artillery the game's ever had, in my humble opinion. I'm still not really a fan. Let's stop sitting on my foot, because I'm going to give myself pins and needles. Right. Mr. Pantera, you spot? And I snipe in my Russian heavy. I snipe in my Russian heavy. Is good. Is good. The most accurate gun in game. Snipey snipe. Snippy snip. I can't keep that accent up, and I'm so sorry to anyone from Russia or anything like that for that accent. It was awful. Nah. Thought I might be able to plink them with a blind shot. Really? Really? You think that's a good idea, do you? Oh, capitalist pig dogs. They stop my shell from landing. Is bad. I'm so sorry. Phew. Anyone else? Nah, it's type 59. God. Was it? No. Okay. Boom! Use go splat now. Splat, splat, splat. Hey, you sniper. Best snipe. I'm so sorry, I should stop that. It's awful, and I'm so sorry. You don't need to have that inflicted upon you. And I apologise profusely. Watch me get slapped in the face with Artie. Right. Um, well, that chat's dead. Cool. Killing light tanks on this map is totally worth it. Hey, Puss Puss. Our Lord and Master of the Felines is right behind me. Oh, well, it hit with my trash accuracy. That wasn't fully aimed or anything. Like, guys, just... Is Artie doing anything about them? Because I'm going to get bored if we're not too careful. There we go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Mr. Type 59. Have you got the message yet? I have your flank. If our artillery was shooting you, that would be even better. But apparently their artillery is shooting our defender and IS-22. IS-22. He's wearing a tutu. Sorry, that entertains me far too much. In your brain... Oh, you did get a Bishop Desmond, that's true. Goodbye, Mr. ISM. I'm sorry, like, you're a new Russian heavy, you don't know how these things work. You just don't understand properly. The IS-6 is the king. You don't get a say about that. You just don't. Next. Oh, he got deleted. There's an autoloader somewhere. Well, that shouldn't come as a huge surprise, I suppose. Oh, seriously? Seriously? I aimed that for a moment. That was my mistake. I was silly. So silly. Oh, bless. The IS... The Lorraine thinks he's got aim. Oh, that's adorable. Tiger 2's been buffed, has it? Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's so good that they buffed that tank. I don't know what... No, that's just a terrible idea because I'm then going to get shot by the Lorraine. Screw it, bored. Sing once again for me, my strange duet. Oh, this is actually a terrible idea, but you know. I've got a screaming baby in the background, so I'm under a little bit of pressure. Hang on, bear with me a moment. Should have just untied there, but never mind. Right, again, I'm going to have to dip out slightly because baby is being a problem. So I shall return as soon as I can, but I don't know how long that will be. I can't remember which switch now is to mute and unmute. Right, just a second. Right, okay. Yeah, that could have been a much better game, but I did, yeah. Very difficult to do anything with a screaming baby in the background. That could and should have been better, but it is what it is. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to call this stream there. I apologise. This was a bit of an experiment to see if I could, and the answer is I can't, unfortunately, because baby just refuses to be ignored, which is essentially what you have to do. So maybe when she's in a while, I will be able to. In some months' time, I don't know. I'll probably try again at some point, but I'm going to have to chalk this up as a failure, unfortunately. I appreciate you guys tuning in anyway to what was a bit of an experiment. It kind of worked, like, in the technical sense, but I won't be able to do it again in a while, and it was very bitty at the end, and I'm not personally happy with it. Anyway. Blah 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 blah. Right, I'm just going to respond to people in chat, and then I'm going to disappear. Right. Right, hang on, I'll get there. It's like airstrikes in COD, but instead of needing to go out and get killed, yes, basically. My only contribution to this game is I hate RT. Fair enough. Sniping with the IS-6, well, if you get heavy into that position, someone's got to get some crossfire over onto the hill, and no one else was doing it. Yeah, I should have ignored the VK, I know. Like I say, I was struggling to concentrate with kind of... So I have a baby monitor. So the speaker is relatively close by, just in case I need to... I was about to say chip in and help out. Ironically, she's quieter now, but anyway, in case I need to chip in. So funny. And help out, and you probably couldn't hear it. I hope you couldn't hear it through the microphone, but I kind of had this continual whine going on. So the push that I did wasn't a good idea. I know it wasn't a good idea, but... And maybe I should have just left my tank where it was and go, and I'd have just been AFK for the rest of that game. But what I was trying to do was at least get the VK and the STA spotted and achieve something, because otherwise I literally would have been achieving nothing in the rest of that game, whether we'd won or lost. So that was the rationale behind it. That play across the middle was not a good one. That's why I said it was a terrible idea. Can you say that about half your games? Probably. I mean, sometimes you just have to take a risks, and yeah, you just balance. You just balance the potential pros and cons, and there the cons easily outweighed the pros because I had a Tiger 2 and a Lorraine who could shoot in my flank from up on the top of the hill. So with all the time in the world, I would not make that play again. It was not a cunning plan, it was just an awful plan. If you poke enough to get spotted by the mid guys and then angle and retreat in good order, granted a full gold Lorraine wouldn't really care about your angling. Yes, so Pansy is pointing out why it was a poor plan, which I know I haven't played in ages, but I mean that should be pretty obvious, I would have thought. Like I said, you've got a Tiger 2 and a Lorraine at one angle, you've got a VK, an STA, God knows what else in the background, I can't remember what was in the match, some tank destroyers or something at another angle, like pushing across there even in a relatively heavily armoured tank that the IS-6 is just a bad idea as a general rule of thumb. Like I say, I only made the play because it would have either been that or leave my tank on the reverse slope of that hill and go AFK for the rest of the game. So I thought I might as well attempt to achieve something. With hindsight, just even if you're AFK, I suppose you can potentially do something useful. Um, oh yeah, Pansy takes over chat with ramblings. Of course he does. Of course he does. Um, I have no idea what you're talking about with Super Test, but go figure. No, the tiger didn't shoot me for some reason. He seemed to be distracted by other things, but he could have done. Tiger 2 should have went mid instead of the VK. He could have been far more... Agreed. Totally agreed. But, you know, sometimes you just get what you get. Let's be honest. Out of curiosity. How did they do on the enemy team? The Lorraine managed 3k damage. Not bad. Samua, 3k. The STA, 400. Bless his heart. The VK, 271, which surprises me. I'd have thought he'd have had some half-decent angles. But hey-ho. Tiger 2, 305. Yeah. It's a shame, because it was going to be a good game, potentially. Ah, well. Never mind. I guess for a while you guys are just going to have to put up with videos. Sorry about that. Anyway. So. What console super test? They have a True Vision test thing going on. True Vision? As in you can... I don't quite know. Where every tank is rendered at all times. What, so every tank on the map would be... That sounds like a conceivably terrible idea. But... just at first glance. But it's the console version. They do weird things on that. Anyway, I'm going to have to go. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do have some videos that will be coming out this week. I need to work on them at some point. And I'll catch you guys later on. Ciao, ciao.